Well, this is typically the part of the program where we bring in our panel of doctors, but tonight we are doing things a little differently. We're still taking your questions, but we're focusing on what COVID-19 means for your finances, for your bottom line. And here to answer your questions, three personal finance experts. David Sung is in Vancouver, Carrie Taylor is in Vernon, BC, and Tim Sesnick is in Burlington, Ontario. Hello to the three of you, and we'll dive right in with our first question, and it comes to us by video.
My name is Wendy Young. I'm 46 years old. I own a laser and wax bar in downtown Toronto. My biggest worry is, what do I sacrifice between my personal life and my business? Something has to give.
Boy, so Tim, the specifics will be hard to get into, of course, but even just strategically, how should she try to answer that question?
Well, you know, Andrew, I think everybody needs to sit back at this point in time and ask themselves the question, where am I spending money, both in my business and personally, and what are really my needs and what are my wants? When it comes to wants, I think we all need to sit back for a second and say, maybe it's not time to spend money on wants, but maybe what we're just focusing really on the needs instead. I think also when it comes to, do you spend money in your business, do you spend personally? Keep in mind that as you spend money in your business, you may be able to deduct those costs, which actually may be able to save you some taxes. So keep that in mind. May not be the right answer for everybody. I think people should be talking to their tax advisor about that issue. But right now, ask the question, what is my greatest need right now, and how can I best meet that need? And that should help you to guide the decision as to where you're going to spend money personally or in your business, and where should you really cut back.
All right, Carrie, we'll have you field this next question. Have a listen.
Hi. My name is Aisha. I'm a fourth-year student at Ontario Tech University. My question is, many people live paycheck to paycheck. How are they expected to survive waiting for benefits to kick in with little to no savings put aside?
We've gotten that question an awful lot. How the heck do I make ends meet if I don't have the money to do it?
It's a big question, and for sure, a lot of Canadians were stretched to the limit before this crisis, and they're absolutely stretched now. First and foremost thing is, don't worry about your credit score, your credit report. The most important thing is your health. Your health is your wealth in this situation. Your priority should be going to paying for food and medications, okay? So after that, we need to sit down and we need to look at how to get some more income in. So be sure to apply for the Canada Emergency Response Benefit. Go to my CRA when it's available April 6th and apply for it. It's about $2,000 a month for up to 4 months, and that can help a lot make ends meet. The second thing is you need to look at what your expenses are right now. This is serious. So look at what your debt repayments are, look at what services you pay for, and pick up the phone and see if you can get some relief with your service providers and your financial institutions. Many of them have financial relief plans in process. Now, the third thing to do is I'm really concerned that people living paycheck to paycheck are going to hit up the payday loan circuit. This is a stopgap measure that is just going to become more painful in weeks to come. Because if you borrow like $400 this week, the interest rates are so high, it's going to balloon to $400, $500, $600 in weeks from now. And it's just going to make a hard situation worse. So if you're unable to use these benefit programs that are coming in as a stopgap measure to help your income and ease out your expenses, I would recommend, don't be afraid. Pick up the phone and call a licensed insolvency trustee. These are good people with great ideas that can help you mitigate collection callers and help deal with these financial pain points before they get worse. And a lot of them can give a free consultation, so they can help take your exact situation and see what to do. And some of them may say do nothing because the courts are closed right now.
Right. And you mentioned the response benefit, and there is going to be another question a little bit later on the CERB. But David, here's one that I'll throw your way, and we'll try to put this one up on the board for you. So as a retiree, I may not be able to wait for my investments to rebound before I need to access them. Is there any government assistance for me? And should I be cashing out on a portion of my investments?
There are a few measures, but let me start with one measure that there will not be, at least in my best guess. There is no measure to help people prevent losses from their investments declining in value. But let me start with the good news. The good news is over the past 90 years, there's been many stock market crashes and many bear markets. And after each one of these, including the tech bubble and the credit crisis, which in each one of those, the market's declined over 50% in value, and we're nowhere near that right now. After each one of those, the market has gone on to new highs. So I put that out there as the good news. It's really important for investors in any portfolio design to ensure that the income that their portfolio generates, interest, dividends, and other portfolio income, that provides them with the cash flow that they require so that they don't put themselves in a position to cash out investments. Having said that, if you plan a income stream that involves drawing down on capital, then you're going to want to know that your portfolio has capital in a safe place, such as bonds and fixed income. And so those are some of the things that investors should take the time to relook at with their advisors to ensure they have the right portfolio design. But in terms of some short-term measures, the government has indicated loosening up on the minimum withdrawals required for retirees to take from their registered retirement income funds. That slows the forced withdrawal from a portfolio, helps to mitigate losses. And of course, there's been the deferral on taxes out a little bit further into this year. So those are all measures that a retiree should look at in order to not dip into their investments and potentially draw down on anything in a loss position.
Okay, Tim, I'm going to give you the last word on this just because I know there are a lot of folks who have questions about the CERB. I'm finding it hard to determine if I'm eligible for it. Do you have tips on navigating the new policies?
So as Kerry alluded to, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, the CERB, is something that will be available starting April the 6th. You can go onto the canada.ca website to apply for it. Now, who qualifies? Basically, any Canadian who is out of work, who's become out of work because of COVID-19, will be entitled to apply for this benefit. Now, there are some restrictions. You have to be age 15 or older. You had to have had $5,000 or more of income last year in 2019. There are some gray areas we're not quite sure about. For example, if you're a student and you planned on getting a job this summer, or maybe you had a job lined up and it's not available anymore, can you still apply? We don't know that, but the government has said you had to have been working. So, it's not clear whether a student will qualify. But if you were working and you've been out of work for 14 days, my best advice is this. If you're not sure, apply for it. And you go onto the Canada website, and you can apply there starting April the 6th.
To the three of you, Tim, Kerry, David, thanks so much for your advice.